Israel in the Middle East has always been this kind of like, whenever a leader fails and whenever they flop and just miserably fail, they say that, it's Israel that's the issue. Israel has done this. And it's so easy to believe.
I know that anti-Semitism essentially is a scapegoating mechanism that's used both by individuals and states. Can you tell me a little bit about how that works in the Arab world?
So it's kind of very integral. In Yemen's case, for example, we get brainwashed I got brainwashed in the mosque. So every Friday prayer, we get told, prayers, and we learn about God and all of that. And there's the preaching. And then at the end of every Friday prayer, we repeat things after the imam. So he says, may he make us rich. And we're like, everybody in the mosque is like, Ameen. May we become successful. Ameen. May we follow God's rules. Ameen. And then it's like, may God kill all the Zionists. Ameen. May God kill all the Jews. Ameen. May God make them all orphaned. Ameen. And I remember this as a child when I first heard it, when I started like comprehending language, I heard it and I'm like, what if I was Jewish? What if I was a Zionist? Why would God be okay with, destroying me? Like it's not my fault being a Jew. God created me being a Jew. So I think these critical questions that I used to ask myself helped me leave that bubble. But the issue is that kind of like extreme narrative of they are the enemy, it also goes to school, because in school we learn about all the battles and conquests that Prophet Muhammad had, and many of them was with the Jews. So we learn through the schools that the Jews hate Prophet Muhammad and they hate Allah. And there are even stories about how they are so malicious that they faked helping Prophet Muhammad, but then they tried to kill him by throwing a big stone on his head. So there are these stories that they tell the children about how dangerous the Jews are and how malicious and incredibly evil they are. So you grow up hearing this in school and you grow up hearing this in the mosques, and your brain is kind of like soaked in this water of anti-Semitism. So let me tell you, when I first met a Jew in Sweden, when I first told him that, hi, my name is Luai, what's your name? He told me his name. Then I told him where you're from. He said, Israel. I froze and I got shocked. And for the few coming, we were in the same student house. So for the coming days, I literally, Daniel, kept expecting him to do horrible things to me. Like
Wow.
I was in the mental state of, is he going to steal stuff from me? Is he going to steal my food from there? Because we were in a student house and we shared the same fridge. I used to actually check my food and see that if there's anything missing, because I thought that the Israeli Jew in the house is going to steal my stuff. He's going to talk shit about me. He's going to start telling my other student mates in this house that I'm a bad person and that I'm a terrorist. And I was expecting everybody to turn against me. 6 months later, me and this Jewish Israeli guy became really good friends. And he was actually the closest friend I had in the student house. And after that, I started working at a newspaper and I had a lot of Jewish coworkers, and they were the funniest, most amazing people I have ever met. And to this day, like I'm in this process, I keep meeting like Israelis and Jews, and I'm like, oh my God, like I cannot believe the level of brainwashing that I went
Yeah.
through, that I actually kept suspecting them to hate me. And the issue is all of these people that go out, not all of them, but many of the people who go out and protest and do all of this, they haven't gone through the same experience that I did. So in the Middle East, they go through that, not all of them, of course, but majority of them go through the brainwashing, and they never go through the process of humanizing the Jews.
Mhm.
And I'm lucky enough to have had that.
I think that this is one of the reasons why gay men are so important in this conversation, and gay men from the Arab world are so important, because you're growing up knowing that you are being told that you would be killed within your own culture. So you know that there's something off about this mentality. You know that this isn't aligned with some sort of humanistic value. And so you have enough critical thinking to realize, okay, maybe not all of this is right. Maybe not all of this is true. Maybe there's something I should investigate or look into. So that's, I think, one of the reasons why the global gay community is so important for the Jewish community and for Israel. And that's why these terms like pinkwashing have become created. It's to try to break that allyship between the gay community and Israel, because we
Right.
know the truth of what life is like in Israel.